Hey boys and girls, Homebrew 62 here with another beer that I have brewed and a little bit of a review on it. It is John Palmer's Lord Crouchback's Special Bitter, and it's from How to Brew. Actually, I got the book right here, page 216. And if you have the book, there's some pretty good recipes in there. I've brewed several of them, and they've all turned out really well. This is one that I've brewed before, and I liked it so much that I brewed again. And a lot of you may know, if you watch my videos, that I like the simpler beers. I like the pale ales. I like the English bitters. I like, to a certain extent, I like IPAs. But I just like the simplicity of these beers. It's kind of like, a special bitter. Actually, this one is probably considered, it's an ordinary bitter. And the ABV is below 5%. I think this one particularly is about 4.3%. And especially for an American, that's a pretty low, alcohol beer. But I really like them. It's kind of it's a simple thing. I mean, I don't know if you've ever if you've ever really liked something that's simple. Like they say comfort food is usually simple food. Things like oatmeal and stuff is simple. It's not top dollar or anything. It's not like a sirloin steak or anything like that. But it's something that is inexpensive, and it's probably part of your past. That you've had before. Years and years ago, and it brings back good memories. And I think that's one of the things about an English bitter, is these are very simple beers, but I think they're probably staples within the country. I actually got a good tip from on bitters from Uncle Jonah as well. He kind of spurred me on to be interested in them. I think he said his one of his favorite beers in the world is Fuller's ESB, and of course now I'm looking at that. Now I'm looking at that beer as kind of the standard of a bitter, what a bitter should be, and that's what I'm trying to do with these. I've created a couple of my own. This one, sometimes I just take it easy and take somebody else's recipe and brew it. The only thing is, for some reason I used a different bittering hop. I have no idea why. I wrote down when I went to the homebrew store, I was just reading off my notes, and I wrote down, instead of Target hops for bittering, I used, what did I use? Let me see. It was Northern Brewer hops. So, but anyway, it's almost Lord Crouchback's Special Bitter from John Palmer, but it just has a different bittering hop in it. Probably not noticeable, because bittering hops just do, they just bitter. So there's probably no difference in taste. It's just technically it is different. And so anyway, here it is. It's been in the refrigerator a little while. It's cool, not really cold, but because I do like to taste my beers these days. And another tip that I've taken from my friends in the UK, and actually it's for almost every beer, it really works well. That you do taste your beers better if they're not 40 degrees when you chuck them down. But let's get this one open, and this one is big hiss there. There's not a whole lot of body to this though, because it only has for 5 gallons. What is that? 19 liters, 23 liters. There's only 7 pounds of malt, so it's not going to have a big body. So even though it has a little flaked wheat in it, the head retention is not going to hang around. It just doesn't have the viscosity it needs. And it's got the SRM on this is about 8. And I'll pour, it turned out kind of clear, pretty clear actually. It's well carbonated. I didn't carbonate it too much. That looks like a nice head. It's not going to be there for, what is that, almost 2 fingers? And it's, very, just a very pale, I would say very, maybe a beige head. It's not white, it's not fluffy white. but it's kind of a honey color. Actually, it isn't that clear. This one I can tell because the light's coming in through the window. It's not really that clear, but it's not murky, but it has very sweet, malty, almost cotton candy aroma. A little bit of that, a little bit of astringency from the malt. It's not purely, it doesn't purely smell like candy, but it's got a little more of a depth to it than that. A little bit of a hop aroma. I think the IBU is about 30, it's in the mid-30s. We'll see how that head's dissipating. It's just because there's not a whole lot of, it's not packed with grain on this. This is a simple, kind of a simple beer, but it's one of my favorite types of beer. But it does have a nice sweet malty aroma to it. A little bit of hop character. A little bit, I don't know if you can see that the carbonation in there, but it's coming up pretty good. But it's just not holding. That's all. Let me get a taste. Cheers. It tastes like it smells, actually. A little bit of a sweetness. There's quite a bit of sweetness in there, actually. It's got the malt, the depth that the malt gives it. A little bit of a malt character to it. It's malty. It's kind of almost into a toffee flavor. Very light. The light body, light in the flavor. Very carbonated, very well carbonated though. When you taste it, it's quite fizzy. I mean, it's not overpowering, but it is very good. It's just very nice. It's one of those ales you could just sit there and you just have one right after another with maybe a lunch or something like that, or what did I read the other day? A plowman's lunch, but. Definitely a pint of what does the British call they call it a pint of dishwater, but that's what it is. That's the typical pint of dishwater right there. Very good though, very nice. It's got a little bit of body. It's not too thin, but it definitely has a good flavor to it. Not a real big depth of flavor, but very nice, very sweet, satisfying on the finish. Not very dry, maybe medium dry, I would say, but not real sweet or anything either. It's just in the finish, it's just probably a medium dryness. You gotta have another taste of this. It's good. It's very good. Very satisfying. Lighter, maybe be really good for the summertime, but just a really good beer. I mean, it's sticking to the glass a little bit of lacing to it, but one of my favorites. I mean, it's simple. It's like chips or like fried potatoes. We call it in the United States. It's like those sausages. It's things it's something that you like. That's simple, that it's not, over the top expensive or anything, but just really good. It's got good and simple at an intersection, and they come together, and this beer does it for me. But anyway, Lord Crouchback's Special Bitter, or son of Lord Crouchback Special Bitter in this case, and really good. And I'll put the link. I think I can put the link down below. If I can't, I'll just put the recipe how I made it. But anyway, cheers to everybody. Happy brewing. Thanks for watching.